Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today another ineffably epic unboxing video is about to commence. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are relegated to the bowels of this box? What items are obscured by this cardboard packaging? Let's find out. Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, let's uncover the contents of the box and render them transparent for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. Nothing will be obscured by wrappings any longer. Wrapping paper is quite versatile. It has tremendous utility. It can even be worn as a little hat if you have enough ingenuity and creativity to reshape it into a hat. But for now, I'm going to leave it to the side. It will be relegated to the garbage shortly after this video finishes. But let's allow some more time to elapse to build up the epicness. The first character, part of the lot, is none other than Ash himself, the notorious, illustrious, revered, venerated zombie slayer, the one and only Ash. Is he Ash Ketchum? No. He's more like Ash, the valiant, gallant, noble, stoic, commendable warrior, capable of dismembering zombies, beating them to bloody pulp, and prevailing in spite of all odds. He undergoes toil, travail, and trials and tribulations of being alive to earn his ranking. He doesn't fall back on his laurels. What's this ranking, you may ask? You tell me. I'm not well acclimated with the show, but he's earned the title of a zombie hunter based on his feats in the past. So he's probably ranked as an elite warrior amongst the demon spawns, who are mindless beings for the most part. They're rabid, feral, and out of control, and they demonstrate unbridled rage. And they have a loathing for Ash. His shadings, his hues, his decals, his textures are all superb. NECA truly captured the likeness of this character, and it truly shows in every way, shape, and form, and in every aspect. Plus he comes with an alternative head, and he comes with this iconic chainsaw hand, so he's ready to cleave his adversaries, lacerate them, and chop them into ribbons and down his sides. So that's Ash for you. And he's a polar opposite of Ash Ketchum. He's Ash, the demon slayer, or the demon hunter, or whatever the show you want to call him. Just make up these titular monikers that go along with everything. But in all seriousness, he truly is a zombie slayer or demon slayer. I believe he slaughters zombies. Next, we have a demon of the mind, Eligos. He's a great army builder figure. My only gripe pertaining to this figure is that he has two open hands. I would prefer it if his hands were fisted or semi-clenched together so he could wield weapons, but not bad. I love his design. These action figures coincide eminently well with the 67-inch action figure collection. They stand 7 inches tall. Articulation could have been improved a bit, especially for this demonic figure. The knees and the elbows are seemingly not double jointed, and of course they're both devoid of finger joint articulation, but at least Ash has a weapon wielding hand, even though his index finger is protruding out. Let's move on. So we have Ash. Damn, these boxes keep falling. This table is unstable. of course the box is now emptied. And last, but certainly not least, my favorite figure in the lot. He's a great action figure for army building to an extent. I say to an extent because he is exorbitantly priced at the moment. He costs at least $17, so you're going to rack up quite a copious amount of money in debt if you choose to buy one or more of these figures. But as you can see, the Demon Spawn has 3 heads. All 3 are interchangeable. I love Ash. Ash is a brazen, bold, divine warrior. He slaughters zombies, demons, and he's essentially your demon exterminator, or demon terminator, if you want to call him that. I love his different visages. Some are more menacing than others. He truly looks like he's poised for battle and ready to accost anyone within his vicinity. He's scrawny, slender, but he has enough musculature to pose a threat to anyone. He's not as dainty as some other figures, part of other lines. The Demon of the Mind has this uncanny, odious, perverse belly button. It's just very aesthetically unappealing. It's truly an eyesore, and I don't want any of my action figures to have belly buttons, especially the outward ones. This Demon Spawn figure, and this particular one, also has a belly button, but it seems to be more inconspicuous, and seems to be better blended in with the great color scheme throughout the body. He kind of almost looks like a black and white figure. Now, other figures that I was implicitly referring to would be Hit Monkey. They're and of course, what's the other figure I'm trying to think of? I think Spider-Ham. These figures have far less bulk than NECA figures. And they have far less musculature and heftiness to them. Nonetheless, I apologize about digressing. Yeah, these action figures are truly extraordinary. I would have traded in the Ash figure for another Demon Spawn, and I would have traded in the Demon of the Mind for another Demon Spawn. You can never have enough army builder figures, but yet again, the Demon of the Mind is not a bad army builder figure per se. No real gripes. My only issue with these figures is that articulation could have been improved. The pricing is definitely exorbitant. At the price points, they should have came with Build-A-Figure pieces, more interchangeable heads, more accessories. Ash just comes with a shotgun and an interchangeable head. The Demon of the Mind is devoid of any accessories, and the Demon Spawn figure has at least 2 additional interchangeable heads. But these figures all should have came with armaments, Build-A-Figure pieces, more interchangeable heads, interchangeable hands, and they should have been bundled with comic books and DVDs. I mean, there's a lot that should be offered at the $20 price point, but isn't. There's irony here. You know, you pay a fortune today, and for your hard-earned money, you get less with it. In the past, you used to get more for less. $8 for a stellar, extraordinary, robust Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure that can bundle with a comic book, a slew of accessories, say the art Build-A-Figure piece for a 14 to 16 inch colossal, massive, intricately detailed Build-A-Figure. But today, even if you get figures that are intricately detailed, that with high quality textures, shadings, decos, sculpts, aesthetics, they're still going to be lacking, usually articulation wise and accessory wise, and just not offer much play value per se, especially this Demon of the Mind figure. No interchangeable heads, no interchangeable hands, very limited articulation, a grotesque belly button in the middle of his stomach, and his jaw can't even clamp, so there's no articulation in the jaw. And then you move on to the Demon Spawn. He's a great figure, but he only has 2 interchangeable heads and no interchangeable hands, no weapons. It's disappointing. And then lastly, you move on to Ash, who actually has the most, but he's not an army builder figure. He has a shotgun, an interchangeable head, a chainsaw, McFlurrin toys likely turned out, and Ash for around the $8 price point. And even though that figure had less articulation than this NECA figure, at least it likely was 250% the retail price on this NECA figure, so it's just disappointing today that we get less for harder money, and in the past we got far more for less, but times change and there's nothing you can do. You can see to paying the asking price, or you could wait to get it on the second-hand market for potentially even more money, or in this case less, because I got 3 of them for slightly over $40, more than I initially planned on spending, but I just said with a shell, let me go with it, because finding these figures for less than $40 total would have been even more of a nightmare, so I just succumbed to the asking price, bought them, and moved on. So I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and enthralling as a totality, as an aggregate, as a whole. If these figures cost me $60, then I'd rate this set to be a 7 out of 10, because it could have been improved with accessories, articulation, even though the sculpts are amazing, but because I got the figures for $40, I'm content with my purchasing decision. I'm going to rate it an 8 out of 10. Sure, they're not $8 each, and sure, they don't come bundled with Build-A-Figure pieces, comics, and more accessories and better articulation, but considering you get 2 Army Builder figures and an Ash figurine that emulates his likeness down to the nitty-gritty detail, I really don't have any real qualms appertaining to buying this lot, so it's a $40 lot considering today's low standards. I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. I hope that you found this video to be fascinating and enthralling. I hope that you were bedazzled. Thanks for watching.